Hello folks, my name is Scott Grove. I have over 70 videos out now on instructional videos, and the reason I have so many is because I take requests. There's no other instructor out there that does that. People write to me all the time and say, hey, do this, do this, do this, can you do this? So that's why this one's being done today, and that's why I pushed it ahead of what I was going to do, because this one is one that I just flat out didn't think of. Somebody wanted to learn how to play lead guitar on their own without having to do all of the scales and blah, blah, blah. They're like, how can I possibly learn without having to learn scales? It's like, you do not have to know a single scale, period, to play lead guitar ever in your life. If you're sitting around studying scales for years, quit it. If you are out there reading tabs, throw that garbage away. Do not do the tab thing. If you are being taught by a music teacher and he's teaching you tab, he is worthless, plain and simple. If you are getting taught at a music store, drop the guy. You're being taken for a ride. You're being taken for all your money. They are there to teach you as slow as they can. They'll do a song like Cliffs of Dover. I don't know why everybody likes it, but everybody has to learn that song. And they'll take 6-8 weeks to teach you how to play that. And that'll cost you $200 to learn how to kind of play it. And they're going to teach you how to play it on tabs. And they're there to sell you the tab paper and to sell you more guitars as you get better. That's what they're there for. So if you're learning tabs, quit it. If you're learning scales, quit it. They have the, your major gin and tonic scale. I know it's supposed to be pentatonic, but might as well be gin and tonic. Your Nickelodeon scale, your Lick-a-Lesbian scales, whatever. Quit it. There is no sense, no use in any of them whatsoever, okay? So that's out of the way. I will teach you how to play lead guitar if you've never touched it. You know, play just rhythm a little bit in your life. But people want to know how to play a solo. How do I make up my own solo? Don't show me how to play licks that you've already learned. You know, I've got 3,000 tapes on how to play all these different licks. But you want to learn, or this person who requested it wants to learn just how to make up a solo on their own. They've got the soul in them. I can't teach you soul. You know, B.B. King, you know, I don't know who the hell finds him fascinating, but you can learn to play like him in 10 minutes for the most part. Sorry, I know I'm going to get cards and letters, but I don't know where everybody gets all their... I have no guitar heroes. Hendrix, Page, Stevie Ray, fine, whatever. They're influential, but are they great? No. They're dead. Leave it alone. Anyway, why would you want to play like them? They don't... you're not going to get a job playing like these people. Even like Steve Vai. The only people that go to his shows are other musicians. Okay, so if you ever actually want a job as a guitar player, you better learn how to play pretty much everything out there. I've done it my whole life, traveled on the road, played with many, many stars, and you have to learn how to play everything. And you have to learn how to play on the fly. You have to, a lot of these people, they won't even rehearse. They hire you, boom, you better be on stage and be ready to improvise and jam and whatever. I'm going to teach you how to do all that. Okay? So, if you're learning in any other way, you are wasting your money, my friend. I'm just telling you that now. You can tell me to blow it out my pie hole, whatever, but anyway, you're wasting your money. Well, I'm going to teach you how to play based on chord shapes. That is all you need to play lead. I've been doing that for 35 years, and I can smoke 80% of them out there. So I will be teaching you, if you know how to play an F chord, okay, a D chord, and an A chord, you can play anything in the world as far as lead goes, okay? I'm going to show you just a quick few little things. I'm going to play this strictly over, okay, this here is an A chord, if you already know how to play it right here. If you take that A, move that whole thing up from the 2nd fret up to the 7th, that is a D chord. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. That is just stuff in D. If you add some cool distortion to it, to the same thing. that is all strictly based on this D thing. It's not any scale crap, okay? If you take that same thing, if I wanted to do a D-shaped chord, if you have a D here, okay, and you're thinking 3rd fret is your highest finger right there on that dot. If you take that whole thing and move it up so that highest one is up to the 8th fret, now that is a G chord. I'm going to teach you leads based on these type of things. So now we're here. We are in G now because we were in D here. Now we're in the next chord, which is going to be G. And now I will be able to teach you country, rock, blues. I'm going to teach it all on here. It's not going to be genre specific. I'm going to teach you how to play guitar. Every kind of guitar. Okay? Here we are in G, but we're using a D-shaped chord. So I'm going to teach you how to play stuff out of this D-shaped chord. Then you can play that lead anywhere. So it's right here in G. Okay, that kind of thing. Okay, so it's all based on that D shape. If you move it up 2 more frets, you're in A. Okay, same thing. Okay, so that's the same thing. It's just, that was actually just a D chord. I just moved that same chord all the way up to the 15th fret. So you're still using your D shape. Okay, and same goes with the F chord shape. If you move it up 2 frets, you're in G. Move it up 2 frets, you're in A. Move it up 2 frets, you're in B. Move it up again, you're in C. Move it up again, you're in D. That's the way this whole lesson is going to go. I know this is a lengthy intro, but I'm showing you to quit with the scales, quit with the stupid tab garbage. It will teach you nothing. Do you ever see Steve Vai on stage reading tabs? No. Anybody that has ever been your guitar hero has never read a tab in his life. So why the heck should you? You can get all this junk. If you want to be that kind of player, don't pay a dime ever for a lesson and learn it all free on YouTube. Okay, you might as well. If that's the kind of player you want to be, slack-ass guy who just sits around and wants to learn free garbage, it's on the internet for free. Why pay somebody? If you want some real lessons, I'll teach them to you. Most of the other players, some can bury me, no question. But who can teach better than me? Not many. There are a few. But I will teach you better than 95% of the people out there. I guarantee that, or this is free. You keep the video, I'll give you your money back. I don't care. I'm here to teach you people, and I'm here to teach you right. That F chord I showed you, real quick while I have time to still show you this. If you take the G, and if you put on your favorite distortion thing again, same thing. How is that based on an F shape? I will show you. But that's all I'm looking at, and it will tie the whole guitar together. How many G's do you know? Here's one for me. Here's one for me. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. They're everywhere. And I'll show you how to play them. And I didn't use anything more than an F shape, a D shape, and an A shape. That is it. That's all I use everywhere. Okay? And you tie those together and you play the exact same junk, but you just move that stupid A shape chord somewhere, or then you make it into a D shape, or then you change it to an F shape. I'll show you how to tie all this together. So quit paying for garbage that you don't need just because everybody says you have to have it. Nobody that is your hero has ever studied the way that everybody's telling you to study. They figured it out on their own. I figured out every single thing I know on my own. Okay? So everybody is feeding you a bunch of crap when they tell you to learn tabs or any kind of a scale. It is all garbage. Again, I expect letters, and I'll take them because I'll put you on your butt where you belong. I will teach you how to play better than anybody around. So if you want to learn how to play, and learn how to do it on your own, I'm going to show you how to make up your own solos. I'm not going to teach you my way of playing. I'm going to teach you how to figure out stuff on your own. Then you can learn how to play junk without ever having to buy another lesson of mine or pay anybody else ever again. Okay? So that is my promise to you. So again, I am Scott Grove. I'm going to teach you how to play without any scales, without any tab. I'm going to teach you how to play country. I'm going to teach you how to play blues. I'll teach you how to play rock stuff. But it will be only using those three little things, and it can go as crazy as you want it. It can be nice and simple. I was just using an A only, nothing else. If I'm using an A again, nothing but. I was using an A. Nothing but, I wasn't playing in the key of A. Well, I was, but I was using an A chord to base everything off of. No scales, no crap, no garbage. This is just pure guitar playing the way it was meant to be done. You do it from your flipping heart. You don't do it from reading junk off of paper or looking at a computer screen. Okay? So I know it's a modern age and you guys have access to all this junk, but there's a lot to be said for actually learning how to do something basically on your own. So no spoon-fed garbage here. Once again, Scott Grove, throw away all your tab. If you have the hate mail, send it my way. I'd love to knock it right back at you. Okay? Anyway, this will be the best money you've ever spent. And thank you for reminding me that I needed to put out a lesson that didn't just teach all the stuff to you. I'm going to show you how to learn it for yourself. Okay? So you don't need anything beyond this. You can buy all my junk, of course. If you want to contribute to my Hall of Fame of guitars here, buy all my videos. But after this one particular video, it's a long one, you can quit paying anybody forever, okay? So that's my promise to you. Otherwise, I give you your money back, you keep the flipping video, okay? Take care, and that's the way it is. Bye, folks. Hello, folks. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life, basically. As promised, you are going to learn how to play lead guitar, and you're going to learn how to play solos based on what you hear in your head, not what I hear in my head or what anybody before either of us have ever played before. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the tools to figure it out. I will give you examples of things, you know, but this is to make you think and become your own player, so you'll sound like you. You won't sound like Hendrix, or you won't sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan or Stevie Vai or Stevie Nicks. Okay, so what I promised you is basically all you have to do is play around with three different chord shapes: our A shape, our D shape, and our F shape. I know you hate F, but these are shapes, okay? Nothing more, okay? So we're going to have that shape of that chord in our brain, okay? So if you take the one that's going to be the longest that I concentrate on here, we'll do it first, is the A shape, okay? Now you are going to have to learn all the flipping notes on your guitar, okay? That's just the way it is. There's not that many, okay? Now, if you know an A chord, now I want you to think of it as a one-finger thing. I do not want you to think of it like this. I want you to think of it as a finger laid across here, barred across. Bar is B-A-R-R-E. If you ever see the word anywhere or want to talk about a bar chord, it's not like a bar that you drink at. This is B-A-R-R-E. Why? I don't know. I'm just here to let you know. That's how it's spelled. So, welcome to Spelling 101. Okay, so you're actually covering the D string, the G string, and the B string. Okay? Actually, you'll even be covering the high E string, but we will not be playing it as of yet. We will in a little bit. Okay, so I want you to actually play that now, and just those three middle strings, the D string, the G string, and the B string. I'm just going with a clean sound until later. I'll teach you most of the stuff with a clean sound. You can throw distortion on it whenever you want, or overdrive, or delay, or reverb. Whatever you want to stick on there is up to you. I'm not here to influence you in that way. Okay, I'll turn some on for a, for instance, you can do this thing, and then I'll, hit a button. Yeah, that's one little thing we'll do. Okay, so with this, what things that you can do are, okay, envision each of these notes, okay? Think that your finger is there. Now take it off, but still look at those 3 notes, okay? And I want you to also envision the high E string is covered too, so you're actually thinking that your finger is still there, okay? Now what I want you to do, instead of playing that, I'll show you how to use it with playing that too, because it has to be done 2 different ways. I want you to do these notes and just follow me, because you can put them in whatever order you want. There's only 12 notes in the whole world. It's just a matter of what order you put them in that makes a difference to anybody. Okay, so we're looking at these notes again. So on the D string, okay, we're going to go with our first finger and then our ring finger. Okay, on the first few of these, I'm going to go to the 2nd fret on the D string, because that's where your finger was barred at. Keep it in your brain. That's what this entire video is about, is visualizing that chord being there, even though it may not actually be there. Okay, but you're going to be thinking, okay, that's where I got to be. We're in the key of A right now, so that is what I am thinking are those notes right there. Just, it looks like an A chord. So let's play those notes. There's one of them. Okay, so play that one on your D string, 2nd fret. Now you're going to the 4th fret with your ring finger. So we're on the D string, 2nd fret, 4th. So 2 and 4. I'm going to throw numbers at you, so I don't have to keep going 2nd, then 4th fret. I'm going to say 2 and 4. So 2, 4. Same thing on the G string. So you're going to that same note that is part of that A chord. Same thing. 2 and 4. Okay? So you have. Let's keep going up. Yep. You got it. B string, 2nd fret, because we are envisioning that that chord is still just laying there. That A chord. Okay? So now the number is going to be 2, 3, 5. Okay? These are just things that you have to memorize. Okay? Once you have this memorized, we can go, I'm going to show you, we can go all over the neck with this and play exactly the same thing, but in every key. If you've been afraid to play an E flat and B flat, get that out of your head. You don't have to be afraid of those things. I'm going to get you over that. Okay, so now we're going to do, back to this, on the B string, 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5. Okay, so far we have. Okay, now we're gonna, yes, and this is kind of like the letter Y when you're doing your vowels. A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. That's what this is with the A chord, your high E string. It's the Y, it's sometimes, okay? So, in this case, I'm going to show it to you, because you're going to use it sometimes. Okay, so 2nd fret on the high E string, and this time we're going to go 2, 4, 5. Okay? So the whole thing, starting on the D string, is 2, 4, G string, 2, 4, B string, 2, 3, 5, E string, 2, 4, 5. Okay? So let's play that together. Here we go. Okay, is this a scale? It is part of a scale, the major pentatonic scale. But I'm not here to teach you scales, I'm teaching you shapes. So that is a shape of an A chord. And again, now the thing is to play that backwards. Now the part we're going to have to get away from is making it sound like a scale. That's why I do not teach you or ever encourage you to play scales because they're always going to sound like that. If I play this sucker backward, you know what we're going to get? We're going to get Christmas music. See, there it is. And that's what I want you to play. I want you to play that backwards, so we just did it forward. Now if you go backwards, same thing. So you can use that as a point of reference to know that, yes, I got the notes right. If you want to play Christmas music, by golly, there's how you play it. You want to play it anywhere? You want to play it in B flat? Okay. Take that A shape, move it up one. We're doing everything is going to be based on the G string. So whatever note you're playing that A chord on in your head, on the G string, that G string will name the chord you're playing in. So if you take it and move it up to here, whatever note you're playing here on the G string, that is a B flat. Now you envision the A chord there, and you play exactly what I just showed you. Then you can play your Christmas music backward. Okay, so for some of you church folks out there, now you can play Joy to the World in B flat, because all chicks sing in B flat. Yeah, I said chicks. Okay, if you don't want me to call you chicks, you're babes or you're whatever. In the hood, maybe they be the hoes. Okay, so they always sing in B flat for some reason, or E flat. So don't be afraid. How do you play an E flat? Well, again, it's a shape. Where is E flat on your G string? Any idea? Anybody have a clue? That's why you got to figure this thing out. Let me give you a hint until you figure it out, which I'm not going to do for you because you got to use your flipping brain. It's going to be up here at the 8th fret, okay, which is right here. Can you see that one? If not, by golly, guess what I got? Ooh, ain't that cool? It's a zoom lens. Okay, so here you are on the 8th fret. You're in the E flat now, but you're using that A shape. Play exactly what I have already showed you. Now, Joy to the World. Okay, so now you're playing an E flat. Don't be scared of it anymore. It's not that scary. Okay, so that's how you determine where you're going to play it. But you just envision this A chord, okay? Because it doesn't look cool, and that's part of playing guitar, is looking cool. You know, you can be the ugliest guy in the world and play guitar and you're going to get chicks. You know, it's just the way it is. But you got to play it good. If you suck, you're going to run them all off, and they're going to go away with the lead singer or the drummer every time. So you better get your butt in gear and start getting good, and I'm going to get you there. Okay, so let's go back to the A position, and let's get some ideas with what I've just showed you. Okay, so the ideas for playing lead guitar, what do you have to do? You have to come up with your own series of what are called licks. I break out one of my Kiss guitars. No, this isn't, for anybody who's a gearhead out here, this is not one of the reproduction Ibanez Eismans, or new one, junky ones. This is an original 1978. So this is the one that started it all with Kiss, and Paul Stanley modeled his after this guitar when he came out with his own Ibanez PS10, he called it, Paul Stanley. Probably his 10th attempt at trying to make a guitar or something, who knows. But it was modeled exactly after this one and the same year. Okay, so there you go. For the gearheads wanting to know what this is. This is not a cheap $300 Indonesian-made piece of junk. Back to the A thing. We have to come up with what are called licks. That's what reminded me of Kiss, because, you know, the big Gene Simmons tone. Okay, a lick is nothing more than a short statement. Okay, when you're playing music, you are wanting to make a statement. However you're feeling at the time, blues is best for this, but no matter what kind of music I'm playing, I mostly played country music my whole life for professionally, but I've always been a blues and southern rock bass guitar player, always playing in country situations. So all the stuff I teach you will be relative to all of the different genres. So the country, the blues, the rock stuff. I never got into the whole heavy metal and doing the arpeggios and junk. Just was not my thing. I don't care to hear that stuff, and guess what? It's not on the radio anymore, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so a lick is just a combination of notes. You get to make up your own. I will give you some examples. Based on what we've already learned, let's just take the first 3 notes of those 3. So D string, 2, 4, and G string on 2. That's a lick. What? I don't get it. Probably not. But if you take that and play it over and over, do that. Leave your hand down like this, and a hammer-on is when you take a finger, and on the D string, we've got it on the 2nd fret. We're going to go to 4. You pick it, then you just hammer your finger onto the string at the 4th fret. Then we're going to play our G string, which is already fretted, at the 2nd fret, because you are barring now your finger across the 2nd fret. So and I want you to practice something like that for half an hour. And it's not so much your brain that has to remember this. You have to physically train your hands to do this, and your wrists down here. Don't play with this, and that's how people get scratches on their guitar and stuff. You're a pud if you play that way. If you do all this, you're what's called a stroker. You're just out there posing. You only use your wrist to play. Okay? Any other thing, yeah, I'm just calling you out. You're a pud. So quit it. Okay? Again, that's just those 3 notes. But that is something that has been used on thousands, I'll say hundreds of thousands of recordings. It's just those 3 notes. Okay, so I'm picking, down, hammer on, now up on the G string. I will show you some licks, but to give you just ideas for reference for you later, just so you know how this stuff's put together. If I don't put it in context some way, it's of no use to you. Okay, so how does that sound cool and rock? Turn on the distortion. What was all that? 1 note. You just got to learn how to milk it. You got to learn how to milk that cow, buddy. You can say a lot more with 1 note than you can 3,000 ones. So less is more sometimes. I'm going to let that fly, but that will be one of the most important things you can learn on this video is less is more. So you have that. Okay, how to make that more interesting? What can we do? Okay, now here's where we get into the coolest part of lead playing, bending strings. Okay, now here's where you have to know your stuff, and I'm going to show you your stuff. Why? So you'll know your stuff. Okay, we have this in our brain. Okay, those 4 now. Now this note, the 5th one, there on the B string, we're going to play that on our G string now. So which it would be having to go up 2 whole frets. So I figured all this stuff out by myself. I never had any help with anything here. So everything I'm teaching you, I figured it out on my own. There was no such thing as these videos when I was growing up. So, and nobody anywhere within 100 miles of me knew how to play anything. So I had to figure it out on my own. So this is the way I figured it out. So I'm going to show it to you the way I figured it out, and hopefully it will hit home to you. Because I was without a clue, and hopefully you're without one too. But now I'm going to give you a clue. Now slide it up to that one, because it's going to be the same note as this one. So you're just trying to find another way to get to that note. Okay? We're still looking at this A chord. Okay, we're not getting off of this for a long time. I'm going to drill this into your brain because we only have 3 chord patterns I'm going to talk about for this entire video. And this one's going to go on for a long time. So now take it and slide up to it. Okay, you're sliding up to the 6th fret on that G string. That in and of itself can be cool. You've heard it before. I could change pickups and it sounds cool. Depending on how you phrase it. Phrasing is how you say it. You can say boy, or you can say boy. That is phrasing. It's how you say it with your guitar. That's why people say, boy, that guy can make that guitar talk. It's not because he played it good, it's because he said something with what he's playing. That's where the term comes from. He can make that, sucker talk. You say something with that. So, all that was nothing more than what I just showed you. I just made up something as I went along, but only using those notes. So it's a matter of what order you put them in and how you say it, how you phrase it. Okay? If I have to put on distortion and do the same thing at that speed, at slow speed, all of a sudden it becomes power ballad, lead solo time. Okay? Nothing more than what I've showed you. It's just, I'm just making this up as I go. That is not a song. It probably is, but I've never heard it. Okay? So I'm just, like I said, I'm giving you the tools here to build your own flippin' house. Okay, now I said bending. Now we're going to do that same note, but we're going to bend to get to it. This is where it starts to get fun. Okay? Because we're using this A shape, we have to visualize. Now we got to get that note to that next note that I was showing you. But instead of going like this, we're going to take that note and bend it all the way up to where it needs to go. Okay, so now we have one finger back here at the 2nd fret. Leave it there. Okay, we have this one here at the 4th fret. We're going to bend it up in the air. And we're going to use this finger back here to help bend. We need all the help we can get. Okay? I'll get this dude out of your way. Okay, so it has to bend up. Until it hits that note. You can't bend past it. You can't bend below it. You can't go. And that's horrible. That sucks. So, stop the video and work on that. Until you can, every time. Until you can really get it nailed. Don't go any further in this video. Because you have to learn that is going to be one of probably 10 must-have things on this. So you have to get that perfectly bent in tune. Okay? Listen to it. There. Okay, let's go back for reference. Okay? Now, with that in mind, I'm going to show you a trick. Okay? Number one, we'll go ahead and play it with distortion so you can hear what we just did. While it's ringing, yes, with distortion especially, you can... I'm not even picking it anymore. you can pick it. And come back to home base, which is going to be your G string. Remember I told you your G string is everything when you're using this A-shaped chord, okay? Because that names the chord. We are still in A, and we're using the A shape. In a little bit, we'll take this whole thing, we'll move it somewhere else, and we'll do everything that I'm showing you somewhere else. That's the whole point of this, is to get you from here to E flat again and playing the same thing. That's no more than what I just showed you. It's just in a different place. It's just in E flat. You're doing exactly the same thing you're doing here. Now you're doing it here. Okay, so that is the ticket to playing all over the neck. And heck, we'll play instead of A here, we'll do it an octave higher. Take the whole dude all the way up here. That's right. 14th fret. But that's just an A again. And play the same thing. Turn on your distortion. Play the same thing. Now check this out. That was just me playing with my guitar pick. No difference. That was just a simple. And you're just releasing that little bend. And then give it some vibrato, shake it. Okay, so that's all that is. Woo! Extreme close-up. Ah! Okay, so again, it's about what you want to play, but these are just ideas to show you how all this is going to work, okay? So let's keep on moving on with that. The way to know, the way Bill Cosby, okay, really bad. I'm only black from the waist down, help me out here. The real way to know that you're in tune is to actually incorporate that other note that you're trying to get to. So we have. That's right, go back while that's been up. Then drop that finger down and grab that note at the 2nd fret on your B string and play both of those strings together. So I'm hitting the G string, then the B string. Keep playing them both back and forth until they're in tune. If they're flat like this, you get that? That ain't good. That means you know you have to bend it up higher. But it is hard to bend it up higher unless you have this finger back here on the G string helping you to bend it. But at points, especially for you country players, you'll want that. You want to be playing both of those notes. Okay, I'm showing you nothing more than phrasing from what I've showed you already for you country guys. Okay, that is nothing more than I've showed you. Okay, so you can play that anywhere now. Okay, that's just phrasing. I'm making it up. That's not a song. It could be. If you want it to be a hit song, steal it from me, please. If you want to play that in C. Okay, I'm going to move you guys now. Then we'll go back and get everything in A. We're going to keep moving around, though. Keep you guessing. Let's play that whole thing that I just did, the country junk. And I call it junk because I can, because I've played country music for 35 years of my life. And I can call it whatever I want. I deserve it. Let's play it in C. Okay? So you're going to vision that A again. Move it up to where it is a C note on your G string. So there's A sharp, B, and now C. So now we do exactly what we just did. Don't worry about anything else other than the way it's shaped. Now play exactly what you did. Okay, so that's all the same thing as we was doing before. So it's just a matter of what you have to say. Your phrasing is no different. You want it in D? Move the whole thing up here. Again, you can see what I'm talking about with this whole course. I'm going to show you how to put this anywhere you want. We're in the key of D now. Instead of playing down here in D, yeah, you can. And I want you to, and we're going to. And I'm going to teach you how to play in D in a second, and then how to use it everywhere. These chords are called modal, M-O-T-I-L-E. Means you can move them anywhere you want and play the exact same thing. Okay, that's why they're so useful. So now we were in C. Move it all up 2 frets. You're on the 7th fret now. Play the same thing we were doing. The bends get easier as you go up this way. Down here is the hardest place to do them. The higher you go, the easier it is to bend. It's because of the way the string tension is. All the string tension is down here. It gets nice and easy here in the middle. Okay, so the easiest place is always in the middle of the guitar. So right here about the 7th all the way up to the 15th fret is just, especially the 12th, is just easy as all get out to bend the strings. Okay, so you see where we're going. So now in C, we're going to do it in D. We can take it all the way up to E. Remember, there is no E sharp. It's an F. So you move it up to the 10th fret. Now we do it at G at the 12th fret. And then we're back to A at the 14th. See, you can, country players, you will really love that. There's a lot of answer back guitar solos in country where it would actually do that. Like, then. So it's the same thing, but it's all that flippin' easy. Okay, let's keep on going, and I'll make some more sense out of this as we go. Let's continue on with the exact same thing, and we're going to work it all the way up until we are out of options with this A shape, okay? So if you ever have any trouble figuring this stuff out, just rewind the video and absorb what you can, and then work on it like crazy. Work on it for a week until you move to the next idea, whatever it takes. But hammer this stuff into your brain, and don't ever look at tab again, or I'm going to come to your house personally and slap you across your butt. I'll use somebody else's hand, because some of your butts I probably don't want to touch, I'm sure. Okay, so from there. Okay, now this other stuff. This 2, 3, 5. I want you to get used to playing with your picking hand, okay? On these are going to be down, up, down, okay? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It'll go the opposite way each time, but all you're doing is keeping your finger moving. So down, up, down, up, down, up. See, so it switches each time. But get used to just doing that. I don't want you to go playing little nursery rhymes. You can if you want, and you can figure them out, and I'm sure you will. But this is just to get your hand to go in. You'll do what is called butterfly picking, which is that. Like, let's say we go to... that kind of stuff. And oddly enough, these pickups actually have pictures. I don't know if you can see. It's actually supposed to be a finger with a butterfly wings on it. I know it's hard to see there, but if you're familiar with these guitars, that's what they're supposed to be. So butterfly picking there. Okay, so let's get back out here and, whoa, extreme close-up. Thanks for Paul Stanley for showing up also. Merry Christmas. Okay, so what we're doing is just using those, adding that into the mix. So we're throwing that into the battery here. So now we have, okay, so we got to work this stuff in, and we got to work some bends in with these strings too. Because we have this. Always, this is called resolving it. Okay, you finish it. So you come back to the A note. Now to add those other strings. Yes, I'm going to show you all that, don't worry. Okay, all that was just a bunch of noise, but with that stuff going on. Okay, so I just added that in. You can already see what I'm doing, so go ahead and skip ahead if you have to. So instead of, you could do that, slide up into it, instead of doing that, because you can do whatever you want, not whatever I'm telling you. I'm just showing you the laws, and you go out there and break them, okay? Slide into it. It sounds cool. Shake it. Bend it up. A whole step. A whole step is 2 frets. If I say a half step, it's only 1 fret. That'll be for stuff in minor keys. We'll talk about that in a second. So you can bend up this note. So then bend it up a whole step, but you gotta get used to doing it. So don't go past this point in the video till you get used to. Same thing on the 3rd fret. You can do that one too. Instead of going, you can go bend to that note. Okay? But you have both notes you can bend now. So I just bent the 3rd fret on your B string. Back there. Then I bent the one that we have been doing there on the G string. So okay, now to let you know something else, everything in your A shape is a safe note. Okay, I have theory videos out too where if you want to know all this junk you can learn it, but this is called your root. Whatever you're playing in A at this time, that is your root, the A note. Okay, directly above it, in this particular instance, is called your 5th. Sounds like a bass guitar. If you ever hear the term, the bass player is playing root 5th. That is playing root 5th, root 5th. That's, and if you actually learn scales, Then you actually go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So it'll be 1, 5, 1, 5. That's a bass player. Duh, 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 duh. You know. Okay, so that's what that is. These are safe places. And the one here, so the 3 notes, that one is called a third. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's how a major scale would actually be played out. But just think of these as your safe notes. Whatever you're playing, you can actually, as long as your band or whatever you're playing with is in the key of A, you are safe to hang out after doing all your weird bends and stuff, to come back to any of those 3 notes if you're playing in A major. Okay? So anything that uses your A chord, you can go like this and stop on, like, say, the B string. Now this time I'll stop on the G string. Now I'll stop on the D string. Okay, so they're showing you how. Okay, that's just tons of flavor right there. Savor that stuff, swish it around, spit it out. But that's picking different notes, so you're not always coming back to that A note. You can start out without even going to that first note. You can start out on any of those 3 notes and it sounds great. Or you can start with one of the bends when it's time for a solo. The band's playing along, and it's solo time, and you... So you don't have to actually start on one of these 3 notes. You can start on any of them. I like to always, 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to start with that bend on the G string. If I'm in A like that, I'll actually go. Lots of bending going on there, but that's what they're for, and these safe notes, especially if you're doing a ballad, that 5th below that I was talking about, root 5th, root 5th, root. So that one on the D string, that one's a really cool one to go back to. Remember, we'll be playing this shape all over the guitar here in a little bit. But remember, when you're playing these things, that one's a good one to go back to. Don't always go back to that safe one on your G string, okay? Pick some of the other ones sometimes and see how they feel. See how they sound to you. Yeah. Star Spangled Banner. Well, how do you think they come up with this stuff? By using these things. Okay? Okay. From there, now we have finally the last 3 notes. Okay, so you can bend. Okay, now if you want to, real quick, 2nd fret, you can bend a half step, especially you country players. Okay, on the B string, 2nd fret. That's just going to that note you're allowed to play. So always look for notes that are really close that you can bend something up to, and explore that yourself. I can't explain every one of these to you. This video can only be so long. So, I could bend that one. Yep. Put some distortion on it. We'll bend to it. But we have to bend towards the floor. Instead of always having to play each note, bend. Find out where all the notes are that you can actually bend to. So we know we can bend that one. Then we can go and bend that one up. We know we can go. Now we can go. That's only a half step, 1 fret. So you can actually go. just went up to the high A here. Why? Because we go to it. It's one of our choices in this whole thing. Now what I want you to do to prove that this is a choice, and this is still in A, is to take your pinky, stretch it all the way up there, dude. That's right, to the 5th fret, and I want you to cover the B and the E string. Okay? And kind of like you're doing, you know, the old devil horns thing, but play your A chord, the whole thing, and put your fingers there on the 5th fret, covering the E and the B string. Now play the whole chord. Instead of just this A chord like this, think of it like this. Because you can play all those notes. So let's play some of those notes, okay? Okay, now the cool thing about those high notes is when we're getting ready to come backwards, doing your joy to the world. No. Let's put some bends on them. That one there, your highest one. Bend it up. You're bending it up a whole step. Same as this one. There. So if you were to bend the one here at the 2nd fret on your G string, same thing, just an octave higher here. Okay, now what's cool about this is that joy to the world thing. That thing backward, do not dismiss that for nothing, because it is cool. Check it with distortion. Do you know that? Not yet, but you know all the notes. That's just me making up random garbage out of those notes, but by putting distortion on it. Look, you know them already. Watch. Okay, so it's just me doing it. These are called pull-offs on your high E string. 5, 4, 2. So you only play it once, pull it off of there, pull it off of there again. So you're actually like picking it with your hand, with your fingers. So you play it and you don't use your pick ever again. Okay, so you pull it off like that. So you're actually picking it. You can hear me pick it. Pick it downward. Pick it downward. So that's instead of hitting with your pick down there. Okay? So I only use the pick once. Right there. I'm not using it here. I'm not using it here. When you add distortion to that, it really brings it out. So it sounds like you're using a pick all the time. Now I'm not going to use it anymore again. I'm only going to hit the pick one time and never again for this, okay? Just once. Okay, so that gives you an idea how all that stuff happens. Okay, so all that stuff can be done just by sitting in front of TV, yep, eating a sandwich with one hand, and practicing with the other hand, just doing this. It's not going to come fast, but it's going to come and it's going to stick in your brain because you're not reading tab. You're going to remember it's all built off of this A shape, okay? That's all you got to remember is this A shape. We're going to continue with this A shape. Lucky me, I get to deal with these digital tapes that are in this recorder, and I have to change one now, and we'll come back and continue with this, and then we're going to start moving it around, okay? So I'll be back in like this much time. See, ooh, wasn't that cool? We're back. Continuing on in the A, I want you just to try something real quick with me, and what I'm going to do here is to let you know that I have 30 backing tracks courtesy of Guitar Center. These are free from Guitar Center, and they are public domain, which means, you know, I can distribute them without having to ask anybody, and you can have them. Simply email me if I don't send them to you, but I'll let you download these things. Email me at Groovy Lessons, that's GROOVY Lessons, LESSONS, at AOL.com. Say, hey Scott, send me those backing tracks. I have 30 of them, and they're just great songs with no lead solos at all for you to jam along with. Okay? This will be the biggest help you'll ever have. So make sure you get these. I'm going to play one of them now, and just part of it to kind of show you how what we have already done can fit in. I'm just going to make up junk as I go and just show you how each one little section can fit in. I'm going to go with more of a bluesy sound. So that's just overdrive, not distortion, not clean, but just overdrive. Just for even more fun, I'll just throw it on just the neck pickup here. And so just those notes that we've played already. Okay, so this would be in the key of A. So check this out. So here's A. I can go. Now when they go to D, I can do the same thing. Don't change. Right there. I still don't have to change. They're going to E. Well, that's easy. Now I'm going to change up. Here's a bend. Okay? Again. Okay, see how easy that is? Okay, so there will be stuff like that you can just play along with. And the simplest of lines or licks, those little notes that you put together. So it's just a matter of what order you put your notes in. That's all it's about, guys. Okay? So that's just to prove to you what I'm showing you is true. And you can stay in the key that the song's in. That whole song is in the key of A. All of these backing tracks, I wrote down the key that they're in, you know, in the title. So when I send them to you, they will be in a zip file. Just open them up and copy or drag them and drop them on your desktop. They'll copy themselves to your computer that way. Throw away the zip file, you're ready to go. You can't play them when they're inside the zip file. You have to click them, drag them, and drop it to your desktop, and it will copy all 30 of them right there to your desktop in a folder. Okay, so all the different keys will be there. There'll be E flats you can play along with. So you take this whole thing that I just showed you. Let me go here and just find some of the in some kind of weird key. I'm looking. There's G, C. Heck, let's just go with C. Why not? I don't know what it is yet. It just says key of C. Same thing we're doing here. We're looking at the A shape. Okay, again, nothing but the shape of the chord. And where is C? We talked about it. How do you find it? It's always going to be based on your G string if you're looking at the A chord. So there's A sharp, B, and C. Eventually you have to learn these where they're at all the time, and they'll always be there, but there's C. Same as the C chord. So the same thing we're doing. Let's hear what the music sounds like. I'll make up something else with it. You'll email me and get these tracks, or I'll just send them to you, more than likely just out of habit, because these will go great with them and I will want you to have them. Okay, so whatever this is, I don't know what it is yet. No matter where they go. No matter what it is, you can play right there. I mean, it's the same thing you were doing in the A. It makes no flipping difference. Okay? So that's just to show you that the stuff we're playing works. Okay? So, to wrap up the stuff in the key of A is to show you more going the opposite way, going down. Okay? So you already have and backwards. Now to finish it up. Okay, so to finish that up, we've already got that. Let me go back to my clean sound so we're not. Okay. Same thing, going 4, 2 on your A string. Okay, so you did the 4, 2 on your D, then 4, 2 on your A string, then in this case, open A. And that's it. So you can go. That's the entire thing you can use. Okay, what is cool here again? Let me find my little A thing. Okay, you can do, before the band gets started, they were getting ready to kick it, the bends here. You could do one of them here. That's going to be a hard one, just like the one that was here. To your open one. Okay, so. Grab your A there. Anything that comes to your mind. Okay, I'm leaving this open for you to figure out. You've heard a million lead solos. Listen to something, get influenced by it, but don't play the dang thing. You're never going to become anybody if you play other people's music all the time. Figure some stuff out for yourself. That's what this is about. Okay, so check this out. Now, I'm going to use this bend here, and I'm just going to let it ring. Check out how cool it is, though. 1, 2, 3. Now just do it an octave higher, but just do it here. Less is more. I'll do it here. See, so I'm not doing anything. I'm playing so little. Sometimes the space that you leave between licks is more important than any note you can play there. You gotta let that band groove. Check it out. Let them groove. You're just hanging. Now it's cool. You're jamming. the beginning. Okay, so that again is just showing you how these little bitty notes can turn into something cool. Okay, so let's take this and go somewhere with it. Okay, so that's all the information I'm going to give you out of this part of the A. Okay, and then I'm going to go to F and show you how to tie them together. So all of a sudden we can be moving all over the neck and not just stuck here. Okay. And so I'm going to go to F, but still in the key of A right after, well, let's just do it right now because this is too cool. Okay, now the way to get to the F, okay, so we're going to stay in the key of A. We'll go to another key in a little bit. I change my mind all the time. I'm allowed to. Why? Because I get paid to do it. By who? You. But this is the best money you're ever going to spend. You're going to spend $40 at some private lesson and get all this? I don't flippin' think so, Tim. If there's a guy named Tim out there, hey, how you doing? Anyway, we did earlier, I told you play an A and then add your pinky covering those 2 frets on the 5th fret there, covering those 2 strings, I mean, your high E and your B. Okay, so you have this. Okay, now if you actually play an F chord, okay, so you know your F chord, woohoo, like this thing. Chord sucks to play, but you don't have to play it. You have to envision it. You have to see it. Okay, now we're covering 2 strings with our pinky right now. Okay, I'll do this again, hide those. Those are your, if you play your high E string, that is your A note. And then right above it, on your B, that's your 5th. Root 5th, do, 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 do. Okay, so same as we were playing before. A, do, or A string, do, 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 do. See, you're going to see how your whole guitar ties itself together. You can play 3 of those right now. And then, see, we're covering 3 octaves worth of stuff already, and we haven't even moved anything. Okay, so this is going to teach you how to tie your whole guitar together, so you know how to play from here, and then all of a sudden go up to here, then way up to here, then way up to here. That is the goal of this, to get you all the way up and down the neck, knowing nothing more than 3 chord shapes. And you'll never need any more for the rest of your life, ever. No scales, no tab, they suck. Don't use them. Okay? So, again, that pinky is the key to knowing where your A is. When we use this F chord, now your high E string is going to tell you what key you are in. Just like you're playing an F here, you've got 2 strings covered. Wow, what a coincidence. We had 2 strings covered here too. So what would that mean we have to do? Yeah, just like you're making an F chord, move it up to where those 2 strings were covered, which was at the 5th fret. So where that one is, at the 1st fret here, where we're making an F chord, move it up until that finger is covering the A. So those 2 that we were covering when we were doing the A thing, move the F chord till those 2 strings again are covered at the same fret, at the 5th fret. And then you can make the rest of the F chord. And if you play your open A string, that That is an A chord. Imagine that. So that's our next shape we're going to work on. There isn't as much to work on with this, but there is still plenty to go with. We can probably, cover a good 40 minutes worth, which I probably will, on this. But the thing that makes this one so cool is we are going to get into the major cool stuff with this. Okay, this is the stuff you've been waiting for. And again, we are looking at this ingrain. Yes, I am my own cameraman. Ingrain this shape into your little body. So whatever your little head says to do, whoa, put that shape in your head. Look at it, because you remember that F shape forever. Okay, so all of those notes you can play. Now let's see what we can do to screw around with them to totally mess them up and make some noise, okay? The first thing that's going to be important is basically that. You get your two fingers covering your E and B string at the 5th fret. What we're going to want to do with this, number one, is play them. Yep, just down, just those two strings. Now take them back 1 fret, and we're going to do just slide into it. So play at the 4th fret and then slide in. So play it, and then slide into it. Yeah, you put a little tiny bit of dirt on there. Stuff we're getting out of this, yep. That and so much more that's going to freak you out. We're going to get all this. Look familiar? That's where it came from, that F chord. Okay, anyway, Hendrix, that simple. Yep, you gotta be brilliant to be on that much drugs and still be able to play something so out of tune. What a hero. Woo. Anyway, yeah, I expect letters for that too. Anyway, so that's all the stuff we're gonna get out of this F shape, is all that fun stuff. So you're in for a ball now. Okay, so the first part was just simply doing the 50s style stuff, but you got to have it all. You got to be versatile, because you will get some influence from this. Like, you get influences from everybody, but you don't have to play their stuff to get influences. You just listen to it and, okay, that was cool. Now what can I do that's different, but still kind of, what do you draw from that, So, a little bit of dirt, overdrive. That's called dirt in music language. Okay, you can stop them short. Or you can just go. However you want to play that, but that's just one simple thing to do with that. The next one is this. We get to bend. Okay, you're thinking of the F thing again. Okay, there is what is called an F6. If you actually take your pinky, okay, I'm going to have to zoom right on in here a little bit. If you take your pinky and put it on the 7th fret on the G string, directly underneath your ring finger. Okay, so if I take that off, there it is, and your ring finger goes up. So you play your F chord, which is actually an A now where it's at. Now you add your pinky to that 5th fret on the G string. Okay, that is the secret to this next one. Number one, that's just cool because now you know you can play an A. You could do that, but the thing we need to do now is actually take everything off except for, you guessed it, those keep them where they are. But we're going to take our ring finger now and put it on where your pinky just was. That 3rd fret, or that 7th fret on your 3rd string and your G string. Okay, so you're going to have those two right where they are on the 5th fret. Now you're going to take your ring finger, put it on the 7th fret there on the G string. Okay, now you're going to play all 3 strings, of course down at the other end out of camera range, and then you're going to play them kind of strange sounding. Okay, so all 3 at the same time, but you're going to take this finger, your ring finger, and bend it up a whole step. This hurts like all get out until you get used to it. You build calluses, you quit crying. There's no crying in baseball. Watch the movies, you'll find out where it's from. Okay, so I'm going to do that. You're going to play all 3 until it pulls itself into shape. Okay, so you're actually going to hit that same note that you're playing on your B string. So, until they pull together like that. Okay, now use your thumb up here on top of the neck and push down with your thumb. At the same time you're pushing up with that finger. And that will squeeze it together like a vice grip or like a clamp. You can watch my arm. I'm putting some major muscle into this sucker. It takes some doing, but you put distortion on there. Okay, now you notice I'm picking up at the end. We can pick down, go up once, then twice down on that 2 strings. That, my friends, is tension. Okay, that's what that is called. That is tension. You just wait. You're just making people beg for that note to come in the tune. That's kind of like trying to leave someplace going and never playing the last note. Everybody's just waiting around finally for you to come back and go, and because it's going to drive them, ape crap. So same thing with this. Okay, it was actually with Kiss. Ace Frehley made a whole solo out on Alive 1, the album Alive 1. If you ever want to get it, his lead solo was strictly based on what I'm getting ready to show you, which is that. And all he did through the whole solo for like 10 minutes was that, which was... going faster and faster, but that was his whole thing. Ace was basically Chuck Berry on acid, and not much better than that actually, but yeah, they look cool. It's still one of my favorite bands, but it's like he never did get any better. Poor guy, but that's why he's gone. He just never got any better than that. He's still no better than that, but I still love the guy. Your childhood heroes never die. They just stink out the place. Anyway, so that's all that is. It's just showing you you bend that string up to unison is what it's called when you have 2 different E notes. So the one on your B string, and then you're taking that D note, bending it up a whole step so it's in E also. So they are called in unison. Then you can hit those, or you can hit all 3 at the same time. So do what you will with phrasing on that. The ending part of that, if you want it, you better want it because that's a cool lick. I know I'm not supposed to teach you licks, but you got to have this sucker, man. It's just part of it. Okay, which is bend that whole thing up, then high E string up, then you go with your ring finger to the 8th fret on your B string and pull it off to where this has just been setting the whole time. Then up on your E string again. And that is it. Okay, so bend, unison, E string, 8th fret, pull off to the 5, 8, 5. Then up on the E string again. That's it. No more. If you're looking for good warm-up exercise, that's one to do it on. What Ace did to make that cooler was took the whole thing and moved it up a whole octave. What is an octave? 12 notes higher. But if you look at it, you're on the A part here. The whole guitar starts over again at the 12th fret. So you're what? 1, 2 dots here. So count past the 2 dots and then where it starts over again. Then go to the 2 dots again. That's A again. Play that whole F chord shaped thing. Whatever. But we're going to move it way in up here. So you're at the 17th fret. And do exactly like you did before. So it's just the whole guitar started over, but it's way up there. This is all a bunch of Kiss stuff that I'm going to teach you just because I was so heavily influenced by them. But I was playing in country bands, but playing Kiss-inspired guitar licks. And it works. Guitar is guitar. It's a matter if you have distortion on it or not, or if you phrase it as a country thing. If I phrased all this as country with the exact same lick, see, so you can just phrase it differently, okay? So it's phrasing. It's making up your own crap to this stuff, okay? So after that, you have now realized, okay, we're still working off this, but what else we can do is, since you went here, okay, so apparently that's safe to go there. It is also safe to go there on your E string. Most people will say, no, because why? That's an A minor. Who cares? Tell them people to shut up. Okay? Even if you're in A major, you can play A minor all you want to. That would be 1, 2, flatted 3. Okay? You can play that all you want. Or you can go to this one. Okay? That is major. So there's A, your 1, your 2, 3. Okay, which you will hear in the Star Spangled Banner, but for playing blues or any kind of other rock and roll, you can also play the minor, which they call a flatted third. Again, I have a video for this called Basic Theory. It teaches you all this. Okay, you know that thing, but you can do it here. Okay, I want you to do that on your B string. So hammer on, pull off, 5, 8, 5. Okay. And then the same thing on your E string. B string, E string. You're working to get up to this. I'm going to throw some major dirt on it. Again, the butterfly picking. Doesn't matter. so that's just going. But all we're worried about is that and. Okay, so there is some ideas. You do with them what you will. The stuff that we can bend on, okay, are the same notes, okay? So those two notes that I just showed you, both on the 8th fret, and no matter what anybody tells you, you can play all this minor stuff. You listen to me, tune everybody else out, okay? Because, quite frankly, I know what's going on and they don't, okay? That's just simply the way it is. Okay, so all rules being broken here because why? This is the way you play music, kids. You go outside the box. You don't pay attention to the stupid tab. Okay, so now let's go to that 8th fret. With that ring finger, you're going to help with this finger here behind it. Bend it up. That's up a whole step, so up 2 frets. And the same thing on the B string. So you have, then, now we're going to do another one on the G string, but it's going to be 7 and 5. Okay, now here's the trick to this. Think the F chord still. This. Are you allowed, look, it's on the 6th fret here on your G string. Are you allowed to go to that 5th fret? You're not supposed to be allowed to, according to the F chord, right? It's supposed to be here on the 6th fret, not the 5th. Okay, so when we do this, you bend it towards the floor till it hits that note. Okay, so you're bending this note into this note, which is part of that F shape. That's why it is valid. You understand what I'm saying? So it becomes, so it actually becomes like this. So you got to bend that note up to it. Country players, look at that. Or you can take your finger back one more and bend it up. Anything to get it to that note. Country players will like it more if it's all the way back to the 4th fret. And you bend it up a whole step. Okay? Sounds like a steel guitar. Okay, rock players, you'll find a way to use it too. Blues players, everybody. But for us, so we had the, then we're going to end, yep, on your D string, but on, just like your F chord, on the 7th fret, with distortion on it, or major dirt. Okay, that is a very generic lick, but you have to know it. And then with that, you can do whatever you want with it. Phrase it how you want. Okay, I will go back to our same little track that I was playing earlier, and hey, grab some tea or something, whatever you have. Okay, check this out. And I will use just some of what I'm using here. Some of these things. Okay, now watch, here we go. It's going to be playing. I'm going to bend this note on the B string. that was everything. I just showed you. It's just adding some more junk in. Okay? And no more than I've showed you, no more junk. The thing is that you can get a few more things out of this. Okay? Which is that. Country players will love this, rock players and blues players. When you bend up on that G string, just like we're doing but just do the G string only. And then put your pinky at the 8th fret on your B string. Then release, or hit that G string again and release that bend. Okay, so if I come in on it, okay, we got bending it up. Pinky at the 8th fret B string. Now hit the G string, release it, bend that into that note. Okay. With dirt a little bit. Distortion. What's cool about that? Everything. But with distortion, what we're on now, so bend it up, hit that note, hit that B note at the 8th fret. Okay, so it's phrasing, whatever you want to do. Another quickie, which is cool. I want you to play this again. Okay, but I want you to put, this is very important, your middle finger at the 7th fret of your B string. And again, yes, 8th fret, this is a minor. It's been done for over 70 years. So it is legal. Okay, so you got 7th fret on your B string with your middle finger, 8th fret with your ring finger on your high E string. Play those two strings together with a little bit of dirt. And then let back off to where they're both here at the 5th fret. Because check this out with the old Chuck Berry thing. You can take that and bend both of them at the same time, kind of like your fingers are glued together. Bending it a quarter step. Both fingers at the same time, you're doing a quarter step, which means just a little bit. That is very important too. This is all based off this F. And again, you can put that anywhere. Do it up to B, do it up to C, do it up to D, do it up to E. I'll show you in a sec. We've still got plenty of time. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, you're going to get more than your money's worth. You're going to get 20 years worth of guitar lessons here. I told you I was going to deliver, dude. Okay, so now we're going to go to 7 and 7. You know, we could use a 7 and 7 right about now. Right here on your G and D string. Bend it towards the floor. That much. Just do it until it sounds like mine. That's all I can tell you. Your G string is being bent more than your B string. Your G string is actually being bent a half step. Your B string is being bent a quarter step, if you need to know that. Now you're going to 5 and 5 on your G and B, the same two strings. But you want to bend that note again up to that one so you'll fit within this F shape that you're supposed to be visualizing in your head this whole time. Because you'll see how everything is built off of this F shape. That's why the whole lesson exists. It's for shapes instead of scales. Otherwise, everything would sound like this. Who the hell wants to play like that? If you want to play like that, throw this away and go back to your teacher. Okay, if you want to play like a man or want to play like a real flippin' guitar player, then stay here. Okay, so you'll hear them pull together. You bend that half a step, of course, because you need it here. This B string, then the end of your F chord, F-shaped chord, I should say. So you got, those are the whole things that you can use in there. And any way you want to phrase it. So that is just me making up junk as I go. But that is a bunch of junk you can do with the F thing. The other thing I was showing you before is just playing all around it. Play right now your B string with an F chord, F-shaped chord, but here on A. Now the G string. Now your D string. Now the G string. Now B string. Now your E string. What is it? Yep. Now you can play major up to the 9th fret or your dot. Okay, so that's... So 9, 7, 5. Then back to, yeah, your G string, just like your F chord. Now you're going to slide up into the 5th fret on your B string, so from 4 to 5. So you got up here again. Then it goes back one. Then like this, here's the 7th fret on your B string. F shape. So that's how all that junk is created. It's around the F shape. If you don't want to play it there, hey, move it up one more fret. Try it again. You don't like it there, put it up one more. Same thing if you're in the key of B now. Same stuff we were playing before. Same thing with those bends. Now, take it all down 1/2 step. So now that whole thing's in B flat. I know nobody wants to play in B flat, but now you can. What I do there? Huh? I showed you this actually earlier, playing out of the A place. Okay, let's go back to A, so we're in A. Okay. So you can play that all the way down. So from your lowest note on your F-shaped chord, pull it off from 7 to 5 on your D. I'll take everything off of it. 7 on your A, 5 on your D. So you got... Okay. That's a pull off. 7, 5, then 7 on your A, 5 on your D. Now we got pull off on 7, 5 on your A. Oh, I'm sorry, slide. Then pull off to the 3rd fret on your A string and a little bend. Now, that's all my other guitars rattling in here. So 5th fret, which is A on your low E string. So okay. While we're there, to get you back up to where you just were is a cool little lick that I made up. I'm sure everybody else has played it before, but I made it up because I taught myself to play. So I made up everything. Okay, makes sense? Even though somebody else played it before me, I made it up because I didn't know how to play and I just taught myself, and that's the way it is. It's from that, playing it backwards. Is that. Does it sound cool later? Of course it will. As far as up you want to go. But you're just on your 5th fret. Since we're in A, same as all this. 5, 3, 5 on your low E. Then 3 on your A. 5 on your E. 3 back on your A. Then on your A. 5, 3, 5, 7, 5, 7, then 5 on your D, 7 on your A, 5 on your D, then finally 7 on your D. You're back to a F shape. And then from there, use your brain. You can keep going. Okay. However far you want to go, you can do an octave higher. Okay, so everything you've played so far, say this thing here. Okay, which we have played earlier. That is going up to the 8th fret of the high E string. Bend it. Same thing on the B. Then the G one, we go 7, 5. Bend it down towards the floor. Then let's do this an octave higher. Okay, so you're going up to here where we was playing the F shape and do exactly the same thing you were doing. Okay, don't worry about what fret you're on. You just took it up an octave higher is all you did. Now do the same thing. The same looking thing. The way it looked down here, play it the same way. What was that really high note? That. Just bend it farther than you normally did. Instead of a whole step, try to bend it up 2 steps. Bend it till the string wants to break. So the first 2, whole step, then just bend the hell out of it. That is just a cool trick that everybody has done, but it's famous for a reason. See, again, phrasing. Bend it, bend it, bend it, shake it, squirm it, gut it, choke it. Whatever you gotta do. You know, just work that thing. It's your guitar, play it. Okay? It makes sense? Alright. So, that is more junk using this F thing. Don't forget that you are now a lead guitar player, kiddies. Bring it up here in the stratosphere. Don't just stay down here. But now you know you can go A, all this stuff down here you were doing. And then now you can take what you did, the original A, go up an octave. Now that you're up there, you can easily slide right into that F position. And then right back down to your A looking chord. And while you're there hitting that high note, you're looking down going, hey, there's that A note. I can still go back to my F looking stuff, chord your F looking? Because you went from here. Now you're starting to see you can go from A here to A here, but they're shaped as different chords. Okay, so now you're playing in the A shape, and all of a sudden now you're looking down, then it becomes apparent that the F shape will work real good here. Now you can go. Back down to your A shape, then you're back down to your A shape. Then you're back to your F shape again. But there's still a shape missing that ties it all together, because you're making a big jump from here to your A back here. That is our D shape. Okay? This D shape, you take your D chord, and now it is your B string that is going to name what you are playing. So there's your D note. You got to move it all the way up to A, which I know is at the 10th fret. So you just take the whole D chord and move it up. So there's the A note. How do you know? There's an A note. Here's one. Same note. So we had the A chord here. Now we have one here. Looks like a D chord though. And then we have one that looks like an F. So we got an A that looks like an A that looks like a D, and an A that looks like an F. Okay, now we have to explore things to do while it looks like a D chord. You see where I'm going with this whole lesson? These three chord shapes will get you all up and down the neck in any key. You'll just go from an A shape to an F shape to here, to a D shape, okay, to an A shape, okay, to a F shape, and then back to an E shape, or a D shape, all the way up here. So it depends on where it all lies, but it's getting you up and down the entire neck, okay? So that is the reason that I play this way, and you don't need all these weird scales and junk. You have to have some soul. If you don't have it, get out of the biz. Okay? I can't dance, but I got soul in my playing. Okay? So I can't teach you soul. You got to start hanging out with the brothers or something to find you some soul, and half of them can't dance either, you know. So if you happen to be a brother, man, and you can't dance, hopefully you can play a damn guitar. You know, Hendrix, he could play a damn guitar. I don't know if he could dance or not, but he could play a guitar. He couldn't play one in tune because he was playing a Fender with a whammy bar on it, and those never work unless you use a Floyd Rose or something. But sometimes he switched around and grabbed a Gibson, and it would stay in tune part of the time. But he didn't care. You know, hell, he was just zoning and having a good old time and doing his thing. And that's what you need to do too, is just do your thing. It's your thing, you know. Do what you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to get you into the D shape thing, but in just a second. But I just wanted to show you that's the only other shape we're missing that we're going to cover on how to do all these other things. While we're still in F, okay, for you country players, while you're here, I know I've got everybody here with me, the same thing, and you notice this a few times, that I let you play on the 7th fret while you're playing this F shape on the 7th fret on the B string also, not just on the G string, but also on the B string. They're all good. All of the 7th frets are fine. Okay, so the whole little safe notes we can play off of this F shape are 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5. Then actually 7, 5, 6. Because you got to kind of get to it. Because we're thinking bends usually, but you can go 5, 6. Then the 7 here on the D. So 8, 7, 5, 8, 7, 5, then 7, 5, 6. then 7. Okay, you country people, make that F chord, F shape, but you're an A. Put your pinky down on the 7th fret of the B string. Okay, I've shown this before in one video, but here we go again. I'm going to play because it's so worthy of it. And for everybody else, just for pure fun, play your D string, D as in dog string, and take this whole chord and then just go backward with it. You're only plucking it with your pick once. Then your G string while that's still ringing. Then your B string with it at the 7th fret. Then your E string. So you got... Okay? Okay, and if you want to, you can... That's just taking you up. But that is just something for fun. That's called a, or an A, so A6 chord. A6th. But that's to let you know that that's totally viable and allowed. Okay, for some of you blues players and anybody. Just to show you again, that's that same finger. 7th fret, now 8th fret. Back to 7th. So that's hammering on from 5 to 6, like I showed you on your G string. An A7 when you go to the 8th fret for the end of a song. Ooh, extreme close up. Okay. So remember that one, chord 2. So I should take it up 1. So use your whammy bar, bend your neck. Okay, so I gotta change tapes again. So there we are going through the F-shaped chords. Next we're gonna grab those D-shaped chords. Lots of cool stuff, so I'm gonna change the tape. And again, here we go. Okay, kiddies, I'm back here. Check this out. Ugh, that's my fancy cameraman. Okay, like I promised, I'm gonna go ahead and switch you into this D chord shape. Okay, like I showed you, we are up here. You took a D chord. Okay, and there's D, D sharp. We're only hitting those 3 strings that you're fretting. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and A. A is where I want you, just like this whole entire video. Okay? Like I said, sometime we'll get to another key. That is not important at all right now. I want you to learn the shapes. So D chord shape. So you have your first finger at the 9th fret on your G string, your ring finger at the 10th fret on the B string, and right there at the 9th fret with your middle finger on the high E string. So that means what? Yeah, probably we can put our pinky up there on out there 12th fret. Yep, you guessed it. As stupid as that garbage sounds, learn it. Okay, yes, that's the opening of the horse races. Okay? Reveille. All that stupid garbage, learn it, because you have to learn how to play around with these shapes. You have to know what they sound like. Now, the main deal I need you to learn here is how to adjust your seat. Okay. Yeah, I don't bring the camera close. I have to move my whole army with me as I play Reveille. Okay. The thing I want you to learn around this, the building blocks around the D chord, or the D shape, because we are playing an A chord actually. Okay, so here's our D shape, is I want you to play okay, so if you're looking at it, as you should be, as a D chord, or a D shape, I need you to go from that 9th fret on your G to the 11th fret. You can use your pinky for now to see how it's going. Okay, so now B string. That's at the 10th fret already. Now use your pinky for now. We'll play like a real lead player in a second, but to make you see the shape. So there's 9, 11, then 10, 12. Now pinky on your E string is going to be, okay, you've already got it at the 9th. Now pinky at 10, and then 12. Back to 10, 9, 12 on the B string. Let it off, B string. Now 11 on the G string. Then let it off, okay? Those are your notes, okay? So it's all around a D shape. Okay, now that sucks to play it like that. Let's play it like a man. Okay, so there you go. Look at it. I'll get it here so you can really look at it. Okay. Okay, we add distortion. Yes, I know. You can play that song out of every shape that I've shown you. Might as well play it, you know. Every shape you can play that Star Spangled Banner, whatever you want to do, but learn to play with these notes. Okay, the notes that we can also throw together as quick licks are going to be, okay, let's situate yourself this way. Put your middle finger where that A note is, and then you're going to put your first finger where, if you were to bar it across and just put that down, it would be an A chord. Okay, so I'm basically asking you to do that, but then just kind of lift up so you're not doing anything to the high E. So you've got your first finger here on the 9th fret on the G string, and your middle finger on the 10th fret on the B string. But you still see visually that triad, that D shape, okay? And now we know we can go, okay, up to the 11th fret on the G string. So let's do it. And then hit the B string. So we're going 9, 11, with a hammer on our G string, then up on our B string, which is already fretted at the 10th fret. If you want that, which you will, because you're going to get into some cool Hendrixy stuff here in a little bit. Also within this, you can take what's left, That's one by itself. Okay, so you want to go, which is taking your ring finger on the D string to the 10th fret, slide it up to the 11th, and then hit, coming up, your B string. Or you can hit both in between. Okay, so that was... Okay, so these are giving you ideas. I'm not going to show you how to play that. Why? Because you need to learn how to play it. If you want to rewind it and check it out, you have to use your flipping brain. Let me tell you a story. I had a stroke here 4 years ago. I forgot every flipping thing in my life except for how to play a guitar. Why? Because I taught myself. I didn't read tab. Okay? So, that stuck with me. None of that went away. Haven't forgotten one song I've ever taught myself how to play. Nobody has ever taught me to play a song. Okay? So I have never, ever, ever lost a single note. But I remember how to play all this stuff. I can't remember, who I am or how I got here, but I remember how to play guitar. If you learn that off a tab, blah, 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 it's out of your head. So, just in case that happens to you someday down the road, throw that crap away. One more time, throw it away. So, that is one of those. Okay, the thing we can bend up on is, okay, so you had to switch positions. Okay, so you're going from hammering on from the 9th fret to the 11th fret on your G string. Now we're going to switch up, put your first finger on the 10th fret on the B string. We're still looking at that D shape, but now we have to, right here where I told you could go with your pinky, 12th fret, take your ring finger, bend it up a whole step, okay, so you can bend that one. And that's the one you can bend on your G string, is actually the 9th fret, the one that's actually part of your D chord or D shape. Country players, listen. If you're into Brad Paisley at all, Brad Paisley uses a G bender on his guitar, not a B bender like the guy from Diamond Rio, Jimmy Olander, uses a B bender and a G bender. But anyway, Brad Paisley, who's so popular at the timing of this tape, uses a G bender. So if you want some of those ways that you could do some of his licks, you can do them that way too. Okay, but without having to have your guitar halfway gutted to install a lever in your guitar. Learn to play like I can't say anything bad about Brad because he plays better than I'll ever even imagine how to play. But I believe in playing guitar without any tricks. Okay, I know it's not really a trick, but it's a mechanical thing, and I don't go for that. No, no can do. Okay, so there are your two bends so far. You have, okay, 12th fret B string. Okay, you can do that one too. The one that you're actually part of your D shape. So you got 12th fret, back down, 10th fret. You're bending up to the 12th fret. Of course, you can use it. Think of all the notes that you can bend to that are part of everything I'm showing you. Then part of this. So you can do those three. Then play that stupid stuff because it's all around this D chord, okay? And 3 by minute. Stupid junk like that will teach you more than you can possibly imagine. It gets you so familiar with what melodies sound like and so forth. Okay, back to our bending. I'm serious as a heart attack. Yeah, let me have one of those too while you're at it. I'll still remember how to play this because I didn't suck up and use Tab and YouTube and all this stupid garbage. You can tell I'm a little pissed about that, huh? You can do a half step there, part of your D shape, the one that's at the 9th fret on your high E. Making sense now? Hey, look at that, we're down to the F shape. Wow, amazing how this flows together, isn't it? You can see we're starting to sew a whole coat here, okay? When you slide up, you're in D territory. Now you're in A shape territory. Uh-oh, you're in F territory. Uh-oh, you're in D shape territory. Okay, see it? So it's seamless now. Okay. Okay, so now back here. Then when you go to the 12th, or I'm sorry, the 10th fret on your high E, you can bend it. Because we said we can go up to the 12th fret. So bend it up. Yep, you can bend that one too. 12th fret. Twelfth fret on your B string too. So everything that is in this shape of the D, you can bend. Whole step, except for this one, half step. Then everything else, being at the 10th fret on your E, whole step, 12th fret, whole step, 12th fret on your B, whole step. And your G string, whole step. And then finally, what you're doing there is going down to the 6th fret. Country players, listen up while we're clean. Then you got this. Okay, so then you just back to your F shape. So you can actually just go. Okay. Then you're just finishing out a bar chord. If you think about it, okay. I know it took you the long way around, but that A is your A bar chord. I'm just tricking you to make it look like an F, so I can teach you something. But otherwise, it is your A bar chord. It's just everything moved out of the way until it's finally in its simplest form to teach you something. This all made sense when I taught myself how to play, so that's why I'm teaching you this way. I don't know if anybody else knows this stuff, but I know they won't teach it to you, not for less than $2,000 stretched over the course of 5 years at a music store, and you get it all for, a couple pennies here. Why do I do it? Because I want you to learn. I don't care if I gave you this for free for whatever reason. I do that to some people. Say, okay, here's a freebie for you. And I just toss it at them. Why? Because I want you to flip and learn. I've already got all the money I need. How? Playing guitar all my life and teaching how to play. That's how, I can have anything I want because of playing guitar. So you can too, man, if you just use your brain. Don't waste it on. Don't need drugs, kids. Drugs are bad. Okay. Okay. Drugs are bad. Okay. Okay, Mr. Mackey. Okay, so anyway, those are all the notes you can use. Again, in context, let me get the computer ready to fire up again. with the songs on it. But with distortion for our rocker guys, figure it out. You know this stuff. You have to leave some things for you guys to figure out. But there's something for you to figure out. I'm not showing it to you. It all just makes sense. Learn what you can bend into what. If you read it on the paper, you're going to forget it. If you do it, and you do it yourself, you'll remember it for your whole flippin' life. So quit making everybody else do the work for you, okay? Hate to sound like, somebody's parents, but hell, man, you guys got to do some of this stuff by yourself. I know. I didn't pay all this money to do it by myself. Well, this is actually why this video is requested, to help you learn how to play all this stuff by yourself, to utilize just this little bit of information to help you make up your own solos. You notice I'm not teaching you the solo off any song. I'm not sitting here going... or... all of which are based off of the D shape. Okay? So, I'm not teaching you these. You can learn them yourself. But that's what they're, both of those, Main Street by Bob Seger and the little Eric Clapton there, both based off this D shape. You see it? It's just in G. No different than what I just showed you. And here's D. All the most famous melodies in the world are done, yeah, my way, not anybody else's. Does that tell you guys something? Yep, I'm pretty damn fond of myself, number one. What it is that I'm proud of myself. I taught myself how to play without the help of any of this modern crap. It's not that I'm too old to want to use it. It's that it is proven that this way works better than tablature. Okay? It just does. I don't care if you never buy another lesson off me in your entire life. As long as you have this one and learn the rest on your own would make me all kinds of proud. If I was your dad or your mom or whoever I was, one of them trans testicles or whatever you call them. But, man, learn the stuff yourself. Like I said, I never learned anything from anybody except for myself, and you will remember it. Stroke and all, you'll remember it. Stuff stays with you. And a few more things here with this D shape, and then we'll start piecing some more of this all together, is a few licks. The rest of them, you can lick yourself. I know, you'd never leave the house if you could. Okay, so I taught you the original one here in A. Okay, another one is just simply this. Okay, we know we can go here, and that we can bend that 12th fret on the B string. But we also know that we can play the 12th fret on the high E string because... Okay? So we can bend this one. So let's use 2 fingers to bend it. So 12th fret with your ring finger on your B string, and we're going to have our 10th fret hanging in the wings. That is our actual A note. Remember, we are using our B string now to tell us where we're at. There's A, and you build the D chord around it. There's a church, here's the steeple, look inside, and there's other people. Whee! Congregation. Okay. I've lost my bloody mind, I have. Anyway, so you can take this and shove it. Take this job and shove it. Okay, bend it up. Then put your pinky on the 12th fret of the high E string. And bring that, so you bend it up. Pick up on the E string. Pick down on your B. Release it. Pull off. Okay? Then hammer on and bend it up. Watch my picking hand. Okay, what the hell is that? I'll show you what the hell that is. Pardon my language for some of you, but I'm really, really adamant about this lesson. I'm so glad the guy asked me for this lesson, because as you can tell, I feel a little strongly about this one. Here it is with some distortion. Okay, so it is very viable. But now play both that instead of going, hit both of them together like that. Country players, nothing to. You can get some chicken picking. Okay, but you distortion guys, here you're on the key of A. Check it out. Okay, that's just those two notes with distortion. It's the wrath of God. That is one way to get your siren. Okay, just start releasing that B string little back and forth on your E and B. And you can finally end up back there. One other place to get it, okay, is, again, out of your A shape. I know I'm getting out of context here, but while I'm on police sirens, is here's your A, here's the exception to the rule. We're breaking the rule. Why not? Because I taught myself this, and I'm going to teach you, okay? By golly, I'm going to teach you something today. Same thing that sounds way more authentic is going around. I call this straddling the A. So there's your A. Now we're going to straddle it. We're not going to do anything that is that law that I taught you. We are going to, okay, this is just one of the most important things you're going to see is breaking the rule here. I'm going to have you do something so stupid, but this is a must. 15th fret, ring finger, B string. It's going to be the one you're going to be bending, and you're going to be pulling off to the 13th fret. So your 15th fret, ring finger, B string. Have the 13th fret, first finger, B string, waiting in the wings. It's helping you bend up. You're going to use your pinky, as a lot of these licks are, again, on the 15th fret on the high E string. I want you to turn on your distortion, hit your B and E string together, and bend up your B string up a whole step. Release it, pull it off, and then finally hit that A note, which is now at the 14th fret of the G string. Okay. That's the more authentic sounding one. And there is a buttload of information right there, so you have to get it while I have it in my head. Okay, so you can do the two strings together, or go back and forth. All about phrasing. There's something different. Or, okay, another phrasing. No more than the notes I've already taught you. Okay, Leonard Skinner time. just junk I made up, okay? So it's cool stuff, though. Everybody had to make it up back when. There was nobody to teach anybody anything. So this is where real music came from, was out of desperation and out of necessity, not out of a book or off of a computer screen. Okay? So that is just something cool. Straddling the A, or whatever this A thing, that's what I call it, because I made up this whole technique, as far as I know. Okay? Like I said, I don't know where it came from. I just made it up because I had to. If I wanted to play guitar and get chicks, I had to do this. So there's that A chord, A shape, which happens to be an A right now. Just straddle it. There's the middle one. Straddle it on both sides. And then grab it in the middle. It's like pull two legs apart and then jump inside the middle. Ah! Then right to the good stuff. And she's screaming. Ah! Then you land and everything's okay. I know, pardon me for being sick, but I'm a musician. It's part of my job. Remember, that's right in reach. After that, you can actually grab that high E string right where your pinky is already, but grab it with your first, or with your ring finger, and use your first one to help you bend. But, and it'll go right back up to the A. So, bring it up there. Once you're in A there, you're all set up for the F shape again. In case I didn't show you, which I don't sound like I did, with the F shape, I'll zoom in a little bit. And you're like, please do. Can't see you all the way back there. You can bend up with the F shape, whole step, the next string, your B string, and whole step again. The next string, your G string, only half step. Then going towards the floor with your D string. Those are your bends. Below that whole A thing. Next string on your A string. Then your A string, or your low E string, I'm sorry. Remember, it gets really easy to bend there. So anyway, so that's the ones. Whole step, half step. Have to bend towards the floor. You can try it towards the top. It feels weird. I like going towards the floor, but whatever works for you. Okay? That is the most important statement I probably made all day. Whatever works for you. Okay? This is about you, not about me, even though I make everything about me. I'm taking you on a ride that is very personal to me, and the fact that these are all the trade little secrets that I came up with, and I can't believe I didn't think to do this video. And it's because that you folks out there are always requesting stuff. Who the hell else has over 70 videos out there of teaching people how to play? I'm going to have 100 before this year is out. This is 2011. Today, the day I'm recording this, is actually, just so in case you buy this 30 years from now and it's still valid, which it will be, today is the 24th of January 2011. When I am recording this. God knows when I'll have it available, but that's just the times we're in, just so you can see it in case this gets put in a time capsule or something. Not that it's going to be that valuable, but this is just my life's work, and I'm teaching it to you guys. And this, like I said, it's just a very personal thing, because these are all the secrets that I had to make up. I'm not teaching you other people's songs like I do on everything else. This is just what was requested of me. And I'm glad people request things. I put everything else aside to teach this video. I said everything is going on hold because this one really hit home when this person said, how do I make up my own lead solos? I want to make up my solos, nobody else's. Well, finally, 2.5 hours later, let's have you make up your own solos. Okay? All I have done is, like I said, given you the tools to basically build a house with, and a bunch of suggestions. Okay, and this is like the foreman walking off the job and saying, okay, go build a house, even though I didn't show you anything. I showed you the hammer, and I showed you the nails, and I showed you the wood, but I never showed you how to put any of it together. Mine. Reminds me of an old joke. Look at that stuff. It's actually tea, but I'll tell you it's in cider. How do you cure a sore finger? You soak it in cider. I'm telling you. Just been one of those days, folks. Gotta share it with you. Hope there's no 5-year-olds watching this. I have to have Don, my favorite guy, who I can't go another day without thanking Don. Donnie. He does all of the chapters and menus and everything. He does all these videos. He has turned everything into downloads for Mac and PC and does all the fancy stuff so you don't have to rewind and fast forward anymore. Donnie, I'm man enough to say it. I love you, my brother. God love you for helping taking a lot of this load off me and just helping me with these videos. I've never met the man. I've finally seen a picture of him after a year of working with him. I finally decided to quit thinking about myself and have to see a picture of him and Beth, his wife, and all the lovely kids and the daughters that are playing guitar now, and they're learning off my kids' videos. The boys don't care to play yet, but they will eventually. But Don, love you, man. You're a good dude, and you do so much for me. So he's the one that will be editing all this stuff together. So thank you, Don. And what else can I say without sounding like a total homo? Which, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, now I can't be sued for being politically incorrect. It's okay for you to make your own solos. I have to let you make them. But a little more guidance from Dad here. I'm going to stay clean, not with my mouth, of course not, but with my guitar. To transition from shape to shape to shape to shape. This is called morphing. Okay, not morphodiet or none of that stuff. Again, we've been in A for 2.5 hours. So you're in A. Everything we did and F, so A. What's all that? Same stuff I showed you, different phrasing. Should I say more? No. You figure it out, because it'll stick with you then. Fancy, huh? You damn straight. Go get some other videos and I'll show it to you. Otherwise, figure it out for yourself and learn something. Okay? Oh, wow, I'm in the F shape. I'm in the D shape. Uh-oh, I'm back in the A shape. I'm back in the F shape. I'm back in the D shape. That pulled the whole guitar together. So I can play a solo. Now I'm looking at it, I'm seeing F. Now I'm in D, is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this. Now I'm going to look at this A shape. Even though I just did it here. Same thing, but I'm looking at the F shape. Now I'm going to look at that, or the A shape. Now I'm going to look at that F shape up there. I'm going to climb up to it. I'm in the middle of it because I'm here. See how that works? You look at it ahead of time. So if the chords are getting ready to change underneath you, here's something that's going to be invaluable to you. If you are playing in the key of A, and you're playing and then the key goes to D, like it will, you do not have to go chasing it. Meaning, you don't have to switch up and go up to D. You can still play exactly what you know in A, because you're on the key of A. Okay, so once you're in A, listen to it, okay? I taught myself by letting the low E string ring, then play lead with myself, because I don't have no backing tracks when I'm a kid. So that was my backing track, that low A string. Now it goes to D. I can play the same thing. Back to A. Now when it goes to E, I did the same thing as I did in A, but I just dropped it up one string. Back to A. So if I do something that easy, watch this. That's the A. D. D. E. Now I switch it. Back to A. So if you get the chance and just want to mellow the heck out and learn these a really cool way, do that. Just get rid of your guitar pick, play something on your acoustic guitar, and learn something, guys. And move around. Keep that A thing going. Go up to this thing. I'm in the F shape. You can find out everything that works. So I'm still in the F shape. Now I've moved up here. That's right here next to this D shape. Now I'm back into the A shape. Alright, see, I screwed up. Look at the A. And that gets me back in the F shape. Okay? So little things like that will do wonders for you when you're trying to make up your own solos. Okay? So do that a lot if you have an acoustic, or if you just want to play electric clean while you're watching Jeopardy with the sound off, or really cool thing, watch the Spanish stations with the sound off. And there's some Latina chicks. Ay, Chihuahua, muy grande chichis, muy bonita señorita. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway. But, growing up, nope, no backing tracks, didn't exist. Hard to make an 8-track and rewind it, you can't do it. So you just sit there and play these open notes, and you make up stuff, and all of a sudden you're playing with some of the biggest names in the world, and you're playing arenas, and it's all because you taught yourself how to do it. A lot of pride there. I can't stress enough how much more you will learn and how much more it will sink in if you throw the god-awful, devil-bringing tablature junk away. If you don't, throw my video away and become a hack like everybody else out there and stay poor for the rest of your life. Look, kids, I'm living high on the hog because I'm teaching you good ways to play. What is my job right now? Teaching on videotape. That is my job. What do I have hanging on my wall? About at least $250,000 worth of guitars hanging on my walls, strictly since I started staying at home and teaching these lessons. Who's the idiot here? You know, it's like, you make or break, you make your own opportunities. Okay, So if you actually want to be a real guitar player and get out there and do it for a living, learn how to play it. Don't learn to sit there and read from charts all night long. You do the stupid stuff I'm saying. It pays off. In no time, you will have this thing down quicker if you do that than if you cram on Metallica records and follow along with the tablature or watch bozos on YouTube. I use YouTube as a host for the intros of my lessons only. I don't teach lessons on YouTube. You find me there strictly because it's a free way for me to put the intro of this video into my eBay lessons to entice you to buy my videos. Then you give me all your money and I buy more guitars. I drive a $500 car, and like I said, I got $250,000 worth of guitars here. I have my priorities straight. Okay, so anyway, I'm just trying to have some discipline. Teach yourself how to play. Okay, that's what this is about. Do this stupid stuff. But anyway, no scales involved, was there? It's not that tough. It's these 3 chord shapes, and do everything you can with those 3 chord shapes. Now, just for fun, and because I am sick of the key of A for today, let's go to the key of C, because the D chord is not easy in the key of C, or is it? Okay, so let's play an A chord in the key of C. Put down your A, move it to C. Where is it? Bam! It is your G string that is making the name of the chord. So we are at the 5th fret. So there is it. What are the notes? Go back and get them if you don't know them, because I'm going to play them. Told you I was going to get that Hendrix. I didn't forget. Or you might hear him. That's where Hendrix played it. But anyway, we are in C, playing our A shape. Okay, when I am at the top of it, there I'm at the top of my ladder. That lets me know where my F shape will begin. So it will begin there, so I just go to there and make my F shape. And when you go to the top of your F shape, which is that will be on your D shape. But we are in C now. Okay, so now we're in the key of C still, so... Okay, from there, we just have to remember to go up. Yep, we are in C again. We're all the way up here at the 17th fret, but just an octave higher from here. So we are 2 dots past the net. So here's the net here, the 2 frets, or the 2 dots. So you go 2 dots past it again, so you're in C again. Leaves us enough room on a 22 fret guitar. You're at the top of your game that you can actually play your F shape. You can't play your F chord no more because my fingers can't fit. But you can see it. I need you to visualize it more than I need you to play it. Because remember, you're going to be playing lead guitar, so you're going to be in C. With the C shape. I'm at the top of my game there, so I am actually ready to play C in an F shape. I'm just going all over the place, but I'm seeing C shape or A shape, F shape, C shape, I'm sorry, D shape, but we're still in C. Back to A shape. Back to F shape. So I keep seeing those shapes. That's all you do is see those shapes, see those shapes. They run into each other all over the place. And go back and find all this fun stuff I've showed you and make up your own thing. There's a lot of little licks and tricks I showed you in there. Use them because those are the staples of what people's ears like to hear. There are ear-friendly things and there are things that are not ear-friendly. The things I show you are tried and true old country, rock, blues stuff that you can relate to because you've heard it a million times. I heard it a million times, so I was able to play it. Why? Because I just sat here and figured it out. Nobody showed it to me once again. So work on just strictly going from shapes, doing all the bends you can with every shape. Say, okay, I'm going to go give yourself a stupid key. Give yourself E flat. Okay, make sure you know how to get to E flat because it's there. You have to learn at least the notes on your G, B, and high E string because that's what all these are based on. So based on the G string, if I need E flat, I need to go all the way up here to the 8th fret and play exactly what I've been playing all along. So some chick wants to sing an E flat. Am I afraid to play there? Hell no. Does it sound like I'm afraid to play an E flat? No, because you can't miss with these licks. So you play there. It's time for me to solo. I'm not going to be scared because I know what I can bend and what I can't while I'm just playing an A shape. You don't have to learn it in every key. You learn how to play in 3 different shapes. That is it. No more. That's all you have to play in, is in 3 different shapes. You can move that shape around. Here's your A shape, but we're in E flat. I'm at the top of my game, so I know I can go to the F shape. But wherever that is, I don't care where it's at. It's here. That's where I stopped at. I'm at the top of it, so I just go to my D shape. And come up with all the... I don't know where I'm at, but I'm playing that D shape. But it's still all in E flat, the toughest key in the world to play in, but I found a way to get you out of it. You don't have to worry about it. You just play these shapes. There's no scale work involved. I know how to play a major pentatonic scale. Beyond that, I could not tell you the name of a single scale. Scales are for fish. Okay? That's what scales are for. All that other junk was for 80s hair bands. They all got into scales I don't even know how to pronounce. I've seen them in books. I don't care what they are. The 80s aren't coming back. You can't make any money playing that music anymore unless you're at the Holiday Inn and you're making $50 a piece a night. You know, it's like, do you want to be that guy? Wearing a purple afro wig and singing Casey and the Sunshine Band and stuff. Yahoo! You know, there's a place for that, but it ain't on my stage, by God. You know, you can only sell out so much. But that is what I have to offer you today. Play everything in different keys and ask for the backing tracks. Again, I will stick it. I'll stick it right here. Write me. Okay? You write to me anytime you want. Ask me any question you want. I'm here to help. I am the 24/7 hotline at Groovy, GROOVY, lessons, LESSONS, at AOL.com. And my name is Scott Grove, GROVE. The way I got the groovy thing was people from India would be telemarketing, and they somehow out of Grove, my last name, GROVE, they got groovy out of it. Hello, could I be speaking to Mr. Scott Groovy, please? It's like so for 25 years of answering the flippin' telephone from the people with the dots on their head. I am Mr. Scott Groovy now, so everything is groovy productions or groovy lessons or groovy whatever, because no hablo de inglés, you know, so it sticks with you. And so anyway, that is my offering for the suggestion of teach me how to play something and give me some structure where I can just build off of it on my own. I'm not showing you anything else. I want you to figure it out from here. Work up all the little nursery rhymes, the Christmas songs, the stupidest songs in the world, but with just a string ringing. One string. That junk will get you farther than you can ever imagine, because once you have melody, let me get my pretty face up here for you. It's just too dang sad not to have it on her. Yeah, I am my own camera dude. Anyway, that stuff is worth its weight in gold when it comes time for you to take your solo, and especially you're making something nice and creamy, like some Campbell's soup, you know, cream of mushroom soup. Let me get over here and get some of the windows out of the way. But you got to play that stuff and put it on the neck pickup, and you just want to get soulful. All of a sudden, and you start doing that with bends and put the right distortion on there. It can be cool as long as you understand phrasing. Okay, you get my point. So it's up to you to use what I gave you and build your own solos. So hopefully I haven't given too much of it away. But again, like I said, I promised you 3 chords, shapes, 3 chord shapes. You put them in every key. You find out how to seamlessly go. Each time it will be from an A shape to an F shape to a D shape. Back to an A shape, back to an F shape, back to a D shape as you get higher and higher, or as you ascend the neck. That's the way it's always going to work out. So it's going to be A shape first, or if it's just, you know, you're in the key of F, you might as well play an F shape first. But what's going to follow that is going to be a D shape. And after that D shape, then you're going to end up with an A shape again. But it's just the shapes and then the notes that I showed you that you are allowed to play. But if you want to mess around with them, mess around with them. It's your stuff. Make up your own stuff. That's what you're here for. But just use mine as a guideline. And once again, tab sucks. Tab sucks. But, okay, so fire. If you are at a music store and you have a guitar teacher, fire him. He's ripping you off. Plain and simple. I've been offered many jobs at music stores, and I turn them down because I will not rip people off. I refuse to do that and make them buy these stupid little guitar books and Mary Had a Little Lamia for 8 months on one song until you get it right. They say, oh, you need this guitar now. You have to do the commission thing and sell them a guitar on the wall. And I will not cheat anybody. If this video gets to you or does not get to you, write me. You won't know this yet, but and I send you another one. If I send it to you and it screws up, it don't play, ask me. I send you another one. That's why I send people junk all the time, and people send me stuff, and I will take care of you for life. If you're a student of mine, I'm a friend of yours for life. That's just the way it is. I'm that kind of guy. So once again, Scott Grove here. Thanks for the lesson. Thanks for listening to my little sob stories. And play your flipping heart out. Don't play what's written down by somebody else. They transcribe it wrong anyway in the tabs. Regular sheet music, when you go buy it for stupid amounts of money, 99% of the time is wrong. Okay? What is right is what you got in here, and you play it, and when you feel it, that's when it's good. When you're playing with some guys and all of a sudden you feel it, you just need that one moment a night to get your, to get your nut, to get your rocks off, whatever you call it. You'll know what I mean when it happens. So there's about as deep into me as you can get. I know that's not a good term either. And once again, Don, thanks for all your help, for all the editing and all the BS you put up with me. So I'll send this one out to you, my friend, just because it's long overdue to say thanks. So everybody else, if you want some more lessons, come grab them. Otherwise, if this is the only one you get, fine with me, man. Work it out on your own. I'd feel better if you did that. So I'm out of here. Herpy trails. Drive fast, be careless. I'm gone, as you can tell. Bye.